Well, hello there, stamping friends. This is Tracy Rather from Plum Crazy Stamping. I'm so glad to be with you here today. It's Wednesday, May 15th. I can't believe we're halfway through the month of May already. So, our catalog has been out since the beginning of the month. And today I thought I would go over some of the highlights in this catalog that are a change from what we've had in the past. And whenever it's something different, we have to kind of find our way through it and figure out whether or not we like it. Well, I have to tell you that after spending time with this catalog, I absolutely love it. It is so much more than a catalog. It's not just the products. It's not, I guess we used to call our catalogs ideas books. This is absolutely that. It is also a how to do different stamping techniques, which is a bonus, and just so much more. I had to, well, let me show you. There are so many things I want to show you in here, but I'm going to obviously have to skip some of my Post-its because it's a little much. But as you're joining me today on Facebook, please sign in the comments and let me know where you're watching from. And if you're watching on YouTube, please also sign in on the comments. And in order to do that, you just have to sign into your Google account and you'll be able to do that. And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for notifications so that when I do a new video, you'll be able to join me and or watch the replay and not miss any of the fun things that I have to share. My goal here at Plum Crazy Stamping is to make stamping easy for you. So anyway, let's go ahead and let's get started. And hi, Florence. Hi, Betty. Nice to see you ladies here. And I'm going to just change up my view here so that you can see the desktop and see my catalog. One of the things I'm going to show you right off the bat is I take my catalog to Staples and I have them trim off the binding and actually put a spiral binding on here so that my catalog lays flat. So whenever I want to be referring to all these wonderful new ideas, or I have the color page open to use as a reference, it doesn't keep closing on me. So anyway, I think this cost me less than $5 to do that. So just FYI, it may be something that you consider doing with your catalog, especially now that it's more of a go-to resource, which I find one of the biggest difference of this catalog. So one of the tools that I'll just mention right out of the gate here is the table of contents. This is really important for you to find your way through the new catalog and get comfortable. And one of the things that is a unique feature of this is really trying to customize your experience as a stamper in 3 different ways. Do you like step-by-step crafting? That means, are you just getting started? We're going to look at that section of the catalog first. Do you like things that are quick and easy and you can do with not a whole lot of time or a whole lot of products? That's the second area. And then there is creativity your way. And the more experience we get with this wonderful hobby of ours, the more we'll probably want to be looking into this part of the catalog. So there is types of stamps that you can get. There are stamping techniques. There is a section where $1 Million Achievers, other demonstrators have actually helped to create stamp sets. And then there are reasons why we would craft and then products associated with that. Then some accessories. There's actually a section on adhesives, which is very, very helpful. And then they actually have how-tos and crafting techniques in here. And then this all ends with color theory, a color wheel, and the actual collections of our colors. So let's get started. So this first part, the step-by-step crafting. So I really would recommend this for beginner stampers or someone that likes to take their crafting on vacation. Lots of things that can happen. And I just want to call out that you'll find a lot of pictures in this catalog idea book of people crafting together. And I love that because it really focuses on the fact that this is all about people. And actually, why I love stamping is because it's all about people. It's a reason for me to gather with my friends. It's a reason for me to connect with you. And it's a reason and a way for me to do things for people that matter to me. So really, it really is all about the people. Hi, Connie. Hi, Kathy. Nice to see you. All right. Well, let's get started. So one of these things that's a great way for us to get started without a lot of products or preparation are our kits collections. And what that means, everything that you need to make the projects that you see, and they are in our online store. So you would just go to my online store, which I'll put in a link after this. It's also in my weekly email and it's on my website. All of the kits, what's new about kits is they're putting out 2 a month because they're recognizing how many people really appreciate this type of stamping or paper crafting. And they decide based on popularity whether or not they continue to remake and continue the kit, or the kits might just be available until they run out. So some examples that are currently in the kits collection. This one is called the Boho Beach Kit, and it has 8 cards, 4 of each of these. And what's wonderful is, so I stamped the sentiments. So the stamps were included. There were stamps that become a part of this background in these floral images. There was some linen thread in here and die cuts. And I could make the full card, and then I got the matching envelopes. So I think these are really nice. So that's one example. Another example, and talk about festive, and I don't know about you, but I've always got birthday cards to make, right? So these are the Light the Candles card kit. There's a lot of 3D and sparkle that goes into this. This also had the stamp, the little ink spot, and I made birthday cards with matching envelopes. And there were gems provided, and there's glitter paper that's a part of this kit. Now, how festive is that? Now, this one also has the parts and pieces to make 8 cards. Now, this one was one of my first ones. This was one of the first kits launched, and it's been so popular that it's still in the catalog. I also think this kit is about $13. And this has enough parts and pieces to make 9 cards, 3 of each of these cards with their own envelopes. So they are die cut card fronts with bling. Now these actually had die cuts where the sentiments were already in place. So talk about fast and easy, but look at how special this is with the die cut card front that was provided as a part of this. And then this butterfly, well, you and I all know how much we love butterflies, and the butterfly is actually the card. So it opens and stays, you know, a big butterfly. So anyway, this one, Notes of Cheer card kit. And the last kit I'll show you is one called Forever Friends. And oh, I think this is so pretty. So this one also makes 8 cards, uses specialty paper as part of the card base. There are, you add ink into this to color these images. There's linen thread involved. There's die cuts for all of this. So very, very pretty. So fast, easy, and I don't know about you, but I sure am, and I have sent these to friends and gotten all kinds of very positive feedback. and it was really easy. So then the second thing that's made for you and just ready to go is our paper pumpkin. Now, paper pumpkin is something you do need to subscribe to, which means you order in advance and you can get it just for 1 month. You can get a month to month where you decide if you want to continue, or you can buy it for 3 months, 6 months, or a year, get some discounting on it, and also get gifts for you or someone you love all year long. I think I've shared many times that I do get this from my husband every year at Christmas, and I love it because they tell me when it's coming. They give me a little inside scoop, but it's always a surprise. It's wrapped in tissue paper like a present. I always get ink spot. When I started ordering paper pumpkin, I got an acrylic block to use with all my sets. It comes with not only the card base, die cuts, stamps. I told you about the ink. It has embellishments and it has the adhesives. So it sends along with it dimensionals, mini glue dots, sometimes tear and tape, everything you need. So just one example of one that we had not too long ago. This was called All the Best. So the card bases were already printed, and this is really nice cardstock. There were die cuts that actually had foil on them. There were gems and matching envelopes. So that was one. Here was another card that was in there. Now these have white inside. Check out this card. You know, the die cuts. Then there were dimensionals so that I could pop that up. And once again, we've got these beautiful envelopes. Well, it was really nice. They included an acrylic box so that you could actually use this as a gift for someone. And also the belly band that goes around this acrylic box was also a part of the project. So this was a great way to, you know, make something for someone or do it yourself. And that was one paper pumpkin. So anyway, if you have any other questions about this, don't hesitate to just email me at Tracy, Traci, at plumcrazystamping.com, and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. This information is also in my online store. All right, so let's move on. For the second group of stampers that maybe have more experience, maybe you like to have more choice in your designing and what you're going to do. So this part of the catalog, quick and easy. So you can get all kinds of parts and pieces and go ahead and let your creativity figure out how to do this. I love these two pages in the catalog, 16 and 17. I don't know how many times, I guess I can't even count, that I've been asked, what do I need to get started? Here's the basics. So if you don't already have these things, they might be helpful in your getting stamping. So everything from the paper snips to getting our multi-purpose liquid glue, getting dimensionals. A wonderful way to get a number of inks if you don't have a number of inks in your collection yet is to get this classic Stamping Spots assortment. It is 8 colors that easily can go with so many things, and it is only $26 and you get 8. So a little bit over what, $3.25 for an ink color to use in your crafting. Then getting a couple of blocks to use. They have featured some new stamps that are either just sentiments or sentiments and some basic images to help a beginner stamper get going, or for you and I to grab if we want to do thank yous. There's a thank you set. If we just want to say hello, there's a basic hello set, but just really important to get some basic stamp sets. Getting a punch is helpful. You can get basic envelopes or cards that are blank. And don't forget the Simply Chamois, because once you'll get going, you'll want to wash up your stamps and keep them looking good. And then I'm so glad they've added in here a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and that's me. And I'm here to help you in any way that I can. So that's that top 10. So here's something a little different that was scattered within the last catalog, but now they've brought it forward and they've added something. So when we want to mix and match, they have provided in the past, you can get matching cards and envelopes. Now these have 5 card bases and 5 envelopes for $8, and they kind of have a theme. Then they have these ephemera packs where you get sheets of pre-cut images, sentiments, and you get 2 each of 4 different designs in each package. So you can decide if you like flowers, if you want labels and you want things to layer on your cards. You can get a whole bunch of sentiments, or you can get something that has just a little bit of everything. Anyway, what a quick and easy way to put together cards. And then here's one of those stamp sets that I said is brand new. This one's called Simply Said. Very basic greetings. Happy birthday, just a note. Hello, thanks, thinking of you, miss you, and thank you. Anyway, a great way to get started. So if you're like, oh, wow, okay, that's a lot of stuff. What do I do with it? They have pages of just pictures of cards to help get you started. So examples, like I said, a great idea book. Okay. They also talk to you about color families and the coordination of the color families, and that you can get cardstock, designer series paper, and markers for any collection of colors, whether they be the subtles, brights, regals, and neutrals. And then a bonus right now is they have a little inspiration. What is there here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22 ideas about how to design your cards. So these are what I would refer to as sketches. So these sketches show you how you can put together a card and use your own supplies. I love this. And I'm actually going to start featuring some of this when I do my Facebook Lives. So for example, what they did is this first little sketch here, which is a black and white, shows you kind of how to add some card front or cardstock layers, a sentiment, and some ribbon. And then they actually did it over here in color. Then they have a second idea here, and they're showing you what that looks like when you make a card so that you're kind of getting comfortable with how to use sketches and make cards. The third idea is right here, and here's the fourth idea. And the thing is with this, you can modify just a little bit and have a totally different card, but you don't have to start from ground zero. And they continue to do that on another page. And throughout the catalog, you'll see these little bitty sketches showing you a basic idea, and then you could use your own supplies for that. All right, so then they have a whole set, and I'm sure this is going to be developing. If you're not aware, Stampin' Up! Has gone into a situation where we are going to be featuring and gaining some of the product that used to be part of Close to My Heart. That company is no longer individual, but some of their products, and we're going to be able to be offering more scrapbooking because people have been asking for that. Well, one way to get started with that is with this Memories Plus information, or I guess they're cards actually, that can be put into an album to make easy scrapbooks, or they can be used as card bases and make fast cards. All kinds of things. All right, so those are kind of treating 2 different types of stamping groups differently. Here's the one, if you just want to express your own creativity, you have a lot of experience crafting. It's called Creativity Your Way, and Stampin' Up! Providing supplies for you to do that. So, you know, we've got, I don't know about you, but shelves, closets, bookcases full of supplies, and you put them together however you'd like. But the really neat thing about this new catalog is they are putting things in the catalog in much larger pictures for you to see. Now the stamp set itself might be a little smaller, but the die cut images are larger, what the embellishments are, a much better look at what is included in the designer series paper, and then look at all of the ideas that are shared using all parts of a suite. So the first section of this is suites and showing you how you can use just the stamps, stamps and dies, stamps, dies, and the designer series paper, the designer series paper by itself, and then also embellishments. There's also QR codes within the catalog that you can click on with your phone and get even more ideas. And then down at the bottom here are all the colors that are designed to be coordinated with this suite. So this is kind of like a little teaching tool all in its own. Let me see. Let's go over, here's one of them called Thoughtful Journey. And this one I've purchased and used in so many ways. And wow, this is so fun. I think that we have become really familiar with and also like these landscape designer series paper that are 6x6. So you get 48 pieces of this. So Thoughtful Journey, there's one called, I think it's Meandering Garden. There have been others. I don't know about you, but they've become my favorites. In this one, they're also sharing with us some specialty designer series paper in the colors that match. They have sequins, they have the dies, and then all kinds of examples of how you can use this. Let's see. Another one, Unbounded Beauty. Now this one, talk about beauteous. This is really got a lot of it is the in colors. And then there's a stamp set with sentiments and labels to cut them out. And Flowers of Beauty is the stamp set, and then dies for that. And then check out this beautiful designer series paper. It just really makes our card making so much easier, right? All right, then we move on from suites to bundles where they'll put together either stamp set, dies, and in this case, they've added Layers of Beauty, which are masks, and then you get 10% off when you buy the matched pairs. So there's a whole section here of these types of products. So this just helps you put things together. One of the things that they've also addressed in this catalog is people have asked for some lower price bundles. And so here's one example. This is for babies called Cutest Onesie Bundle. And you can see that this bundle together is $27 with the 10% off because the stamp set is $17. The dies are $13. So that would be $30. But if you buy them together, you get it for $27. What a great way to be able to make personalized things for someone that's expecting. All right, then let's see here. So just a couple more examples, and I just wanted to show you some of the beautiful, well, butterflies. There's always, I think, going to be butterflies because they're always in demand. But check this out. These are Spotlight on Nature round large dies, and you would be able to use them with anything that you have. So maybe you have a lot of Spotlight on Nature or nature stamp sets, but maybe you just want to get the dies because you'd be able to use it over and over in your stamping. Okay, then Encore. You know, we have still available to us a lot of the stamp sets that were very popular during the last catalog. So I'll just show you a couple of those. I wanted to share some cards that I've already made with these so you can kind of see what's available. So this Autumn Leaves set I thought was so gorgeous. That is still available with its die set. It's called Autumn Leaves. And then we have Cheerful Daisies. Now, talk about very quick and easy, and this made beautiful cards. So that's Cheerful Daisies. Now, we had a unique card set that came out this last year. So it's up here on page 77 called Hooray for Surprises. And I just made this simple fun fold, right? But what was cool is there is a punch out that actually will open up and I could put a sentiment inside. There is so much that you can do for this hooray for surprises. I can't wait to continue to use that stamp set with the matching dies. There is so much possibility with that one. And then we had the hot air balloon set. And talk about fun, making this 3D, having the dots that matched. This stamp set at the time did have paper that matched our in colors, but even without that, what you can do with this set, now look at how fun this is as a pop-up. So with the stamp set, and then these are the dies, and this was just stamping, I was able to make this beautiful card. And then the ice cream cone set, I just did that a couple weeks ago. And then the painted lavender. I mean, talk about gorgeous, easy to do, and it has a matching set that is all sentiments and die cuts. And then we have that playing in the rain. How cute is this? This turtle, so easy to stamp with these daisies, and then just a little bit of my Stampin' blends, and we're good to go. So this was very popular. And then also, what about this sending love? Now this was perfect for Valentine's Day, but this could be perfect for anybody that you'd want to send a card. It's 3D. If you can see, you know, my flag can actually go up and down. I wanted to make sure the mailman didn't miss my letters that were going out. You know, the grass, everything. This is a really cool set. And then stippled roses. This was so beautiful, stamping it on colored cardstock with pecan pie, and it's done. And then just taking some of the die cuts, and this did have designer series paper with it, but you could use any paper to back this up. And then just using some extra designer series paper in here, and what a gorgeous card. And then for those of you who, you know, Father's Day is coming, they continued the Trusty Tools stamp kit. So this is, you know, the full toolbox. I don't know about you, but my husband's got a toolbox overflowing in the garage. So this was very easy with the designer series paper, or this has all the stamps to make these items and be able to create something like this for one of your favorite guys. So this is a great stamp set for that. So then they're also featuring the types of stamps available to us. So going into this one, they're calling this double play, and that's the stamps that you can stamp on one side, which don't have any, I don't know if you would call it variation. They're more of a solid image, and then you turn it over the other way and there's actually detail. And not only, if you haven't used this before, it tells you how to use them, and it lets you know that there's a couple of different stamp sets available to do that. So you kind of get two different sets of designs out of one card. All right, let's see. Just a couple. I'm not going to show them all to you because there's obviously just so many. But what about those two-step stamps? Excuse me. You have an outline, and then you fill the outline in with something that usually you do in color. And you can make it look so many different ways by using the outline and then different things to do the two-step stamping. Lots of fun, lots of design opportunities. And so it says, you know, here, so the hot air balloon is one of those examples, as are the Trusty Tools. You know, background stamps, I think sometimes we forget how much a background can affect our cards. And if you don't have designer series paper, or you'd like to make some solid images, you can use a background stamp and then cut images out of it and have it varied with varied colors. So they put down here, they're matching background stamping with the stamps that are available to do that. So you've got all kinds to pick from here. If you remember, one of the recent ones was Doggone Friendly with all kinds of dog images. The Fragrant Forest was something that came out at Christmas. A Plaid, the Watercolor World. And then getting the big F block if you need it to use these background stamps. It helps you know what do you need. Also, if you have a stamp positioning device, that works really well with background stamps. Okay, so let's say you like to make homemade invitations. They kind of feature a stamp set for that, and then let you know all the different kind of things you can make. And this is where they actually are bringing back the parts and pieces of that Painted Lavender suite from the last catalog, including the paper, because it was so popular. This was such good news. Very exciting. All right, so then in the back, kind of coming into the embellishment part, you know, what do we want to do to add that wow to our classes? Like ribbon is all on one page. There's a description, the sizes, and then how to order this. And then you go to the next page, there's all the gems, so you can actually just go back and forth and see what matches, right? And then here is that sticky business. This is that adhesive information. And this helps you to look at what these work well with. So it will tell you with these little images, cardstock and paper are the rectangles that are listed, goes with ribbon, embellishments, die cuts, and 3D projects. So you can look at the different types of adhesive and kind of see what it is recommended for. So dimensionals, right? For layers of cardstock and for die cuts. Now that makes a lot of sense. What about if you want to get Stampin' Seal Plus versus Stampin' Seal? So cardstock's on both of them, ribbons on both of them, but you really want to use Stampin' Seal Plus when you make a 3D project. It's much stronger. Our multi-purpose glue, oh my goodness, this is a gem. Cardstock, you've got the embellishments, you've got die cuts, and it's strong enough to hold together 3D products. Okay, so just a resource for you right in your new catalog. So then, this is awesome. Watercolor techniques. I don't know about you, but I sometimes forget how to use the different tools I have or what tools I could choose from to watercolor. So here it says, paint with water with your water painters. Colored pencils. How do you do that? How do you use your spritzer and what's it going to look like? And then what about the pastels and how does that match when you're trying to do something with watercolor? It also gives you a perfect image in this stamp set to actually do watercoloring. The fact that you need watercolor paper that you might want stays on stamp pads so that your black or the ink you use for your outline doesn't run, and then that you need a special cleaner when you use that ink. That is so much information right here for you that you might not know. Kathy, a whole box of sticky stuff. I love it. Oh, yes. Oh, happy to see you too, Kelly. And I'm glad that you're back. Okay. So let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, so just another quickie here. Maybe you want to make a shaker card. Oh my, I don't know how to make a shaker card. Here's one resource for you to go to. What about masking? So I think one of the things as we're learning to stamp is how do you make one image look like it's more in the foreground versus the background? They show you that in this masterful masking. Okay. And adding texture. All right. Kind of coming to the close of just some of the wonderful things in this catalog is the color wheel and a little bit about color theory. So, you know, what is a monochromatic card and how do you pick colors for that? What about a complementary color choice for your cards. What about analogous? I don't know if I said that right, but those colors that are kind of together, and what will that look like and how do you choose them? And then triadic, and kind of getting things that are in a triangle across the color wheel and what that would look like. Now, during the Stampin' Up! National International Convention this year, they did give one of these outside of the catalog that was actually a wheel to the participants. And it was so well received that they are going to be creating a product for you and I that didn't get to go to that convention to use as a color wheel. We've had them in the past. We haven't had any recently. So can't wait to get my hands on it. I will keep you up to date as I learn more about when this is coming. All I know right now is that it's coming. I don't know when. So more to come on that. Anyway, that's just a little bit on that new resource we have, but then we go into our actual color families. And so we've got our subtles, and then they in here tell you how you can order individual, cardstock, stamp pad refill, and the Stampin' Blends, and then how you can buy things for the whole color family, whether it be an assortment of cardstock, an assortment of 12 by 12 cardstock, getting some 6x6 designer series paper that will match all of your subtles, getting the marker assortment. We can't any longer buy the marker separately, but you can buy them for a color family. You can buy a bundle of classic stamp pads, and you can get the stamp ink refill bundle too, and then those come with a discount. And so then we have our brights, regals. If you're starting out, maybe just page through these few pages and see what colors draw your eye. And that might be a color family to start with for your stamping. I don't know, eventually you want all of them. I couldn't help myself. And every year I add to it with the in colors, which come up for 2 years. They have designer series paper that, bring these colors together, and you can get the whole set of, cardstock, ink, and refills and Stampin' Blends for them. And they're available for 2 years. And then they retire. Now, sometimes these have come back into the full color family, which a lot of that happened last year. So I don't see it happening for a couple more years. We have a new set of colors that were just launched with this catalog that I would call, they're kind of bright subtles, if that makes any sense. But I really, really like them. I tried not to buy them. Well, that didn't last. But anyway. And then lastly, there's an index if you're looking for things and actually, dies by their actual names, stamps by their actual names, different tools that we have, punches by their names. So they may not be grouped all punches in one place like they were before, but they will likely be grouped with something that they can be used with, but you can find them individually by using this back index. So I'm looking to see if you have any questions based on this new catalog. And I'll remind you that if you don't have a demonstrator and you don't have a hard copy of the catalog and you would like that, I'd be happy to send you one. And you can email me at Tracy, Traci, at plumcrazystamping.com to get your hands on one of these very useful, resourceful books, in addition to sharing with you the Stampin' Up! Products. I think that's the best part of all. Okay, so I'm looking to see if there's any questions, and I'll just remind you of 2 things before I let you go today. One is the color starter kit, which is absolutely amazing and probably one of the, I don't know if the word richest is the best way to say it, but it includes in color grid paper, 2022 to 2024 in color 8.5 by 11 cardstock mixed package. All 5 ink pads, and all of the designer series paper in 6x6, as well as $125 worth of products that you choose, whatever you want, and a free paper pumpkin kit for $99. That's over $200 worth of Stampin' Up! Products for you to use in your card making, scrapbooking, paper crafting projects. And you also have an opportunity then, as being a demonstrator, to get access to things before others do. You get to be a part of the Plum Crazy Stamping team. And I'm also adding additional benefits. Like this month, I'm inviting all of the people that are on my team to the crop, which is a $14.95 value on Saturday, for them to get scheduled stamping time and learn about using sentiments on a card front to make them special. Anyway, lots of opportunity here, and you can email me and I'd be happy to talk to you about that opportunity. And if you want to start your own business, it's a wonderful business, and I'd be happy to talk to you about that as well. And then the last thing is, if there is product and you buy at least $50 worth of Stampin' Up! Product from Plum Crazy Stamping, I have a free 4-card tutorial featuring Latte Love right now. Oops, there we go. And you could use this with other stamp sets. It's basically 4 really nice card designs, paper cutting measurements, and instructions about how to put the cards together. And I would send you that via email, and you would be on your computer for your card making pleasure. Anyway, I am looking, and Kathy, I too would like to know what people think about this. Oh, Betty, you're so welcome. I'm so glad you enjoyed the little tour here of this catalog. And as I said, I'm going to try to bring it out here and there when I'm doing Facebook Live so that I can help you to get the most value out of having this in your stamping stuff. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. And I'm Tracy Rather from Plum Crazy Stamping, and it's my job to make stamping easy for you. So please let me know how I can do that for you. Anyway, you can put it in the comments here, or you can email me. So take care, folks. Have a great week. Happy stamping, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.